Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to the Walking Softer program staff and my beautiful cohort. A show of hands, how many of you are concerned about the state of the world? All right, that's some good data there. How many of you have a clear vision of a better world? Awesome. Well, my name is Danielle Khan Da Silva, and I'm a scientist turned storyteller. I'm a National Geographic explorer, and I too am very concerned about the state of the world. And that's why I created Photographers Without Borders. We're a nonprofit that empowers storytellers globally who are doing the very important work of visually mapping better possibilities. So what makes us unique is that we have a clear vision with collective liberation as our North Star. So what does that mean? That means that we understand truly how interconnected everything and everyone is. It means living in reverence of this beautiful earth that gives us everything we need to eat, drink, love, live, and laugh. And it means bringing all of these words into alignment with meaningful action. So we work first by bringing together a supportive community of over 1,500 values-aligned storytellers from all over the world. Second, we educate, and we're proud of training thousands of storytellers worldwide to work with ethical integrity. And third, we provide grants to storytelling visionaries as a way to keep the fires of revolution burning. We are industry leaders in ethical impact storytelling for over 16 years, and we have a proven track record of working with many notable partners. We are also very proud of maintaining platinum transparency status on Candid. We have a reach of over 2 million across our networks and platforms, and have also won many awards for our stories, our print magazine, and our workplace. And today, I want to talk to you about one of our most ambitious initiatives yet, the Revolutionary Storyteller Program. Because stories don't just have to reflect the culture, they have a power to shape it. And through this program, we provide financial support, resources, mentorship training, and a global solidarity network. But more importantly, we're giving storytellers permission to create from the heart, to take risks, and to imagine boldly. These are more than photographers. These are cultural changemakers. So we created this program because the stories that we're telling today just aren't working anymore. Despite decades of conservation campaigns and viral videos and images, climate and biodiversity crises are simply accelerating. And that's largely because when we tell stories simply to sell, we're optimizing for attention, not necessarily transformation. And this is why the climate crisis is also a narrative crisis. Our values shape our stories, and our stories shape our systems. And I think we can all agree that our systems are profoundly broken. So what we need isn't more content. We need a revolution. And it starts with stories that reconnect us to values, that reflect a healthier relationship with ourselves, with this earth, and with each other, and in every aspect of how we choose to live. And that's where this program comes in, because as Toni Cade Bambara, a Black activist and author and artist, reminds us, the role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible. Our theory of change is powerful but simple. Change the story, change the system. Because power is not only top-down, it's also a bottom-up phenomena. And so when revolutionary storytellers are funded, trained, and amplified from all corners of the globe, that they can change culture in ways that policy just never can. Because stories shape our culture, and culture is what sets the table for systemic change. And bringing together various cohorts creates a space for solidarity, cross-pollination, and acts as a catalyzing effect for change. And this isn't just theoretical. We've actually seen it work in our pilot phase. So I'd like to introduce you to some of our 20+ past participants to give you a sense of the impact we're already making. Tatiana Lopez's story on the Sapara women of the Amazon was successful in raising over $15,000 for the community to create a gathering house, which is crucial for them to strengthen their solidarity and fight against illegal mining operations and other extractive entities. Her story was featured in many major publications and platforms and reached millions. Her short documentary, Blooming Women, also garnered much attention, won many awards. I'd also like to introduce you to Natasha Johnson. Her project, The Faces That Face, brings visibility to those who are fighting against environmental racism in West Dallas in the form of unregulated factories that are causing pollution and harming local health. Natasha's also won several awards, has also reached millions of people, and her work is featured in the African American Museum of Dallas. And Angela Ponce's Guardians of the Glaciers might even be a familiar story to you. It highlights the impact of climate change on the people who protect Peru's Calchaia ice cap, which is receding by 60 meters annually. She's also reached millions of people and has won several prestigious awards. And you can check out her work now in New York at the Instituto Cervantes. So each story that we share is different, but together they form a tapestry of what collective liberation can look like. And because the storytellers are rooted in community, they champion the stories they tell over the long term, creating lasting impact. The Revolutionary Storyteller Program has passed its pilot phase and is ready to scale. So in the pilot phase to date, we've funded between 3 and 5 revolutionary storytellers per year in 3 to 5 distinct geographical regions. And we pivoted from a volunteer model in 2022 to operating with 1 full-time staff and 5 part-time staff, working with a budget of around $200,000. So it's proved that the model works, and we built a strong foundation, but clearly we're operating far below the level of need. And I'm also devastated every year because we get hundreds of applications and we can only select a few. And I know storytellers need our support now more than ever. And so that's why over the next 3 years, our goal is to fund 25 or more revolutionary storytellers every year in 15 plus distinct geographical regions. And we wish to grow to 7 full-time staff and reach $1 million in annual revenue. This increase will be driven by cultivating our development team and investing in the rest of our team as we grow. And it goes without saying that this focus, especially on biodiversity hotspot regions, would allow us to scale our impact on storytellers, on their communities, and on the world at large. But this is about more than storytelling. This is about changing the course of the future. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I'm a storyteller too. And when I was a kid, I could only dream of working at places like National Geographic or having my own organization. And I'm standing here today because of all the support I've received in the form of mentors, grants, programs. So show of hands again. How many of you have received support from mentors, grants, programs that have propelled your career? Yeah. So here's our chance to pay it forward. The good news is that collective liberation includes everyone. And with your support, we can get there together faster. Thank you so much.